What is going on, Maximum fans? We have a dev update concerning graphic enhancements. Modus Games has blessed us with yet a new dev update. And as always, these are works in progress. There is a lot of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bounce around from each one, and we'll get through all these, and at times I'll throw them up on the screen if you want to actually, read along. But a lot of impressive stuff. The first one that we'll start out with is the grass fine tune that has less noise and more uniformity and a little shine. And you can definitely see it right here. You look at the grass on the left, it looks a little bit flat, but the grass on the right hand side, vibrant, lush. It really works. This game is starting to get like its own unique look to it. I like how it's shaping up. The next thing that we have here is the enhanced material for a uniform cloth, and you can see this. It's totally night and day. You look at the uniform over on the left, it looks kind of bland. You don't really see any material. You see the wrinkles and everything else, but you don't see the detail that you see on that image on the right hand side. Like, you can see the shine on the numbers. You can kind of see texture on the jerseys. Even if you look at the gloves, they're polishing this thing up and it's looking very, very nice. Now, the next thing that is on this list is they have, I do believe it is number 9. Yes, it's number 9. It says uniform tweaks, improved material for clothing, new roughness maps, and added tiled micro map cloth for the details. And that's what you're kind of seeing in action right there with that screenshot. So let's move on to the next one that I feel is important, is number 7, which is specific team colors, roughness, and metallic values for the players' gear and gloves. So I would imagine this pertains to helmets. And what that roughness is, it's in the Unreal Engine, you can either crank it up or crank it down. I do believe if you put it to the value of 0, that would make it would be like smooth and it's shiny. There's no texture to it or anything else, and that's where you can get all the nice reflections and whatnot. And if you look in some of these pictures, like the new ones, you can see where the helmet looks matted. It definitely looks like a matte helmet. And I know in some screenshots that they released a couple weeks ago, people were saying, well, that really doesn't look like a matte helmet. I really can't see the shine on it. But in these images, you can clearly see the reflections. You can see the flat matte look of the helmet. It looks very, very good. Next thing is better looking lighting and scenarios for daylight and night. And this night atmosphere, I can look at it, I can feel the humidity. It looks like one of those looks like a warm summer night. And the sky, look at the warm colors to the clouds. It's just the bloom effects from the lights. It just looks so much better than what this game was looking 2-3 months ago. And you really have to tip your hat to the crew over there for the work that they are putting in. The next thing that we have on deck is take a look at specific team colors, and this is where I was talking about with the gear. And you can look at the shoes, and you can see that little black strap over there. It looks shiny. The rest of the shoes, if you look very close, you can see that texture on, and look at the texture on the socks. It's all starting to really come together. I know they're probably going to have to work on the skin. The skin looks still a little bit too slick and oily or wet or sweaty or whatever you want to call it. But, they're really, really making progress there. The crowds look better. And on some news that I missed, I'm going to throw a couple other things in here, is with I guess Micah posted on his Twitter page a couple weeks back ago, a lot of weeks back ago, not that far back, but they were recording a bunch of new animations for the game, the hopping over down players and whatnot. And like, you're going to see, the next time you see this game, it's going to look completely different. You know, I mean, these guys really got their noses to the ground. They're dug in. I mean, they are really, you know, putting in that work. And the next thing that they put out was somebody, you know, was asking about, they were complaining about the helmets. Now, I got this image right here where, you know, they saw the square image, and this is weeks ago also. People were worried about, you know, hey, when I upload my image, is it going to have that square around the logo? And they responded by showing them this. And as you can see in this right here, you're going to be able to scale your logo as big, as small as you want it. If you want a lion on one side of the helmet, if you want numbers on the other side of the helmet, just unlimited customization. And this is what we all wanted. I love that they are an open book and they're letting us see the process of making the sausage. And, you know, a lot of people are kind of complaining, saying, oh, you know, where's the gameplay? A lot of gameplay has been shown. I mean, a lot of screenshots, a lot of screenshots. And they're just showing you some of the, you know, tech. And I said this on my last video, you know, the mind of a running back. They showed you the route running, scrambling quarterbacks. You couldn't ask for more. Honestly, you really couldn't ask for more. And I applaud these guys, and I hope they keep their heads down and keep their eyes on the prize, because there is a pot of gold at the end of this road. I am thoroughly impressed by what I have seen, and I hope the gameplay on the field matches up to the visuals that I'm seeing. But, you know, let me show you the dev notes one last time. Actually, you know what? I'll just go ahead and go through them all with you here. Number one, the better looking lighting scenarios. We went over that. The enhanced material for uniforms, tuned grass showed you that. Team colors, clamp values. That's one thing that people were complaining about. That they thought some of the colors were just maybe just a little bit too loud for their taste. So I guess, you know, they're going to go in there and tone that down. Player-related roughness maps and texture size corrections. Showed you all that with the gloves. Specific team colors and roughness. Once again, the lighting system, the improved materials, alternate setup for roughness and metallic values for cleats, gloves, team colors, range clamping to avoid too bright or too dark color. And this is for one thing the guys probably saw, a reflection in a visor that didn't really look correct. And that's some of the things that they're tweaking, where you're actually going to see a correct reflection in the visor. Then the glass materials, that's be for some of the lighting around the stadium, you know, the booths and all that, and the crowd textures. But very extensive, very in detail. You know, I mean, a lot of other companies wouldn't show you all this. I mean, a lot of you guys out there probably think this is mundane stuff. A lot of people didn't care too much for the UI update, but those are important things. And what's even more important, that these guys are taking their time. I am looking forward to early access in the fall. I cannot wait to play this game. But for now, I guess we'll close the book on this, because I've rambled on quite a bit here. But it has been Smokin' Jay, SGN Hub, and remember, I will see you either in the ring or on the field.